Okay, today we'll see one concept called as reflection. So this is also a powerful concept, and Java is supporting this particular concept in a very brilliant way with the help of its library now. See, these are general concepts what we are learning, okay, which is needed in everyday programming. So reflection is also one more process which is extensively needed when we program our applications, and Java gives this support with the help of its library. The support for this reflection process is present in some classes. So the different classes which support reflection are one class called as class. The name of the class is itself called as class. Okay, and one more class is there, some more classes are there called as field, constructor, method. See, these are class names. Be careful. These are name of the classes. Whatever I am writing here, they are all name of the classes. So reflection is supported by many classes like this. But main class which we have to learn in reflection is class. Okay. So this class is present in java.lang package. Understood? This class. But these three classes are present in java.lang.reflect package. Reflect. Now reflect is a sub package of lang. Understood? So you know what does a package contain? A package can contain classes as well as sub packages. Many things it can contain. No? So yes. So lang package is containing a class called as class. Apart from that, it is having a sub package called as reflect. In this sub package you are having these classes. In this sub package you are having this classes. Okay. So anyway, so the main class which supports reflection is this one now, class. Okay. And remember, these are all classes which are subclasses of what? Class object. The rule continues. Every class in Java is a subclass of what? Object means object is a superclass of all classes. Class is a subclass of object. Field is a subclass of object. Constructor is a subclass of object. Means these are class names. Understood? Then method is a subclass of object. All are subclasses of object. Do not forget this. Fine. Now class, what does it do? It encapsulates complete information about a loaded class. About a loaded class. Now what does class field contain? It encapsulates complete info about loaded class, about the different fields present in the class. Now constructor encapsulates info about constructors present in the class. The different constructors present in the class. Likewise, class method encapsulates info about the different methods present in the class. So like this, many are there. We'll start seeing one by one. You'll get the idea now. Okay. So be clear now. You don't need to have to import class because class is imported automatically because it's in the lang package. But these classes you have to import. Which one? Field, constructor, and all that you have to import. Okay. So we'll start seeing now what it is. Okay. So the thing is, see, you can never create an object of class. Remember that. Because if you create an object of class, it will encapsulate which class information? Understood? It cannot encapsulate any class information. So means what I am trying to say is, if this is your code now, class demo, okay, PSVM, I cannot say class C is equal to new class. This is error. Because now this class will contain information about which class? Yes or no? So we cannot create an object of class explicitly like this. Generally, how we always get a reference to it. What happens is, see, supposingly I got a class called as hello. Hello. H is equal to new hello. I'll tell. Now, if I want to work with the now, class has got loaded into the JVM. Understood? So this class object always gets created whenever a class gets loaded into the JVM. So this class, the object of class gets created implicitly now. It cannot be created explicitly like this. This is error. Okay. So an object of class always gets created implicitly. But when does it get created implicitly? Whenever a class is loaded into the JVM. So now when I say hello H is equal to new hello, object of hello class is getting created, agreed. But for an object of hello to be created, the hello class has to be loaded now. Hello.class has to be loaded into the JVM, and then only the object has to be created. Of which one? Hello class. Okay. So as soon as the hello.class is loaded into the JVM, implicitly an object of class gets created implicitly. So this is the process now. So we can never create an object of class explicitly. It is always created implicitly whenever a new class is loaded into the JVM now. We can get a reference now. How do you get the reference to that class now? There is a method called as getClass. The return type of this is class C. Yes, this will contain the complete information now. So this is what I will be showing you today. Okay. So now the reflection process will start. To start your reflection process, all you have to do is what? Call the method called as getClass. Return type will be class. And in this class, you will have some methods now. Some methods are there, like get fields, get methods. So as soon as you say c.getFields, it will give you all the variables present in hello class. c.getMethods, it will give you all the methods present in hello class. So that is reflection now. So it is giving you information about a particular class. Understood? So this is a concept, a very important concept. Okay. So it will be supported by the class called as class now. Getting it now? Okay. So this is one basic idea given to you about reflection now. Let's start seeing directly with an example. And where is this getClass method present? It is present in class object superclass. So this method can be called in any class. String s is equal to new string s.getClass. String buffer sb is equal to new string buffer sb.getClass. Array list al is equal to new array list al.getClass. Wherever you want, you can call it. Understood? So because it is present in the superclass called as object, and class is also what? Subclass of object. So today when you are writing notes, be careful. Okay. Because see, the words when you write, you should be very clear. When you are talking about Java's user-defined data type, okay, means you have to write small c. Okay, and when you are writing class, this built-in class, that time you have to write capital C. So if I say an object of class, you should be careful now. Small o. If I use capital O, what does it make? Built-in class. Understood? So be careful when you write the notes. Object of class means, now see. So it's an object of class. Supposing I write O caps here, does not make any sense. So be careful when you write your notes. So now see, object of class object. So you should know how to write your notes now. So we follow conventions, that's why we follow conventions. But if the same thing, if I write capital O here, what happens? Object of all caps, doesn't make any sense. Object of capital C, capital O, what sense does it make? So be careful when you write your notes. So the correct way of writing is object of class. My intention was to create an object of class. So follow these conventions, otherwise tomorrow you will not understand your own notes. And why I am explaining this is because when you read books also, read it like this only. Because you will be reading documents slowly. So when you read the documents, you should be very clear. What is it? So these are keywords what I am talking. This is the name of the built-in classes. And this is our normal object. Object means what? Code coming into existence. This object, what you are talking. Understood? Yes. So remember all this, and we'll start off with our examples now. Which one? In reflection. The first example we'll see now. So for this reflection, I have created one more new workspace. Okay, I have created one more new workspace. So it is there in D drive, same Eclipse examples, August 2013, Ravi Kumar. Java examples, core Java. Here you got what? Reflection. So this is the new workspace. In this I kept all the examples. Clear? And in this workspace, the name of the project is 01 reflection examples. That's the project. In this project, I got some 4 examples. Done now? Fine. So I'll see one by one. And before we proceed, yes, you can open Google. Okay, you can type class in Java. Document. First, open the document. Without the document, you can't do anything here. So see here, there are many methods present in class. Do you find any constructors here? There are no constructors, so we cannot create an object of what? Class. Understood? So always an object of class is created implicitly by the JVM only. Understood? So these are the different methods. For name is one method, which we'll be seeing now. Get annotations, get classes, so many are there. See, get constructors. It will give the list of all the constructors. One by one, as I explore, you'll start understanding all these methods. Get declared classes, get declared constructors, get declared fields. Just notice these are the different members what I'll be teaching you now. Get fields, okay, get methods, get modifiers, get names. So many methods are there. Get simple name, get superclass. Okay, so these are the methods I start explaining you today. Okay, so fine then, let's see this now. The first example I'll take now. In reflection, there's a class called as test. A very simple class. What is it having now? 2 variables, 2 constructors. What 2 constructors? One is the default constructor, other one is the argument, the parameterized constructor. This constructor will accept 2 arguments. So parameterized constructor, and there's a method called as M1. Fine. So fine. Now how do you work with that object? You know how to create the object of class test. There's nothing big about it. Test t is equal to new test. The object of test gets created. And if I want, I can print value of t is, it will print the address. Yes or no? Value of t, it will print the address. Fine. But if I want to value in t, what will I print? T dot x and t dot y. Then that is okay. But now see, next I'm calling which method here? I can access all the members. I'm calling here which method? Say I'm accessing the members t dot x, t dot y. Observe. These are the members of what? Test class. Okay. So I can call even t dot m1 also if I want. Fine. These are the different members I can access. T dot x, t dot y, t dot m1. But I'm calling a method called as t dot get class. Is get class present in my class? Which class, sir? Test class? No. So where is this method coming from now? Superclass. From the class object. I can call it. And directly you'll get the reference to what now? Class. Here it starts off. Understood? So then, see, value of c is, I'll print c. Just see what it prints. Yes, see, it prints the fully qualified class name. Yes or no? My class is present in which package? com.cluster. So value of c is, it is printing what? com.cluster.test. This one, value of t is some address. Leave that. Value of t is some address. Value of x and y is 10 and 20. Leave that. Value of c you see now. Understood? So this class C class is containing complete information about which class now? Test class. Understood? So it's giving you the information now. So after that, say I'll start working with the members of class today. I'll be working with the members of what? Class. So let's see what it is. See, one of the member which I'm using now is c.newInstance. So means we are learning how to use class today. We are learning how to use class. So c.newInstance, return type is what? Actually, object. I'll typecast it. So you can go to the document and refer now. New instance method now. Yes, IJKLM, new instance. It's a generic class. So depending on what class type it is. Okay, if you use generics, you don't have to typecast. That's all. If you use generics, if I use generics here, Okay, without generics we'll learn, then we'll see that. Okay, so class C is equal to T dot get class. So it's a generic class. Return type of that is what? Object T. Understood? So I'll teach you without generics first. So it is return type is T. So then what happens? You are typecasting it. So now T1. So C dot new instance. Can you guess what it does? What is new instance doing? Creates a new instance of this class. So C is representing which class? Test class. So if C is representing test class, obviously it will create an object of test only. That's it. So I am typecasting it to test. So then I will print value of T1. What it will print? New address. So that's why I am printing address here. This T will print on address. This T1 will print what? Another address. That clearly shows that it's a completely different object. So this is one more way you can create an object. Till now how you are creating objects? By using test T is equal to new test. This is the way you are creating objects. But today I am showing you one more way to create an object. How will you create? How will you create? New instance method. So how will you create an object? New instance method. Understood? So till now you have created objects with a new keyword, but now I am calling a method and creating an object. Okay. So if you call this, automatically an object gets created. See this, the output. Yes, now see the output. See, this is the code. Yeah. So if you see value of T. First it prints. This is an address. One object has got created. Value of X and Y, it prints what? 10 and 20. Fine. So value of C, fully qualified class name. Fine. Okay, means toString has been overridden in what? In class C, toString method has been overridden and it prints you the fully qualified class name. Then I am saying C dot new instance. Fine, I'll get it. Now value of T1, concentrate on that. Value of T1 is what? This is the address. See, T address is this, T1 address is this. Isn't it a completely different object? So new instance method has the ability to create new objects. Then value of X and Y in T1 is what? 0, 0. So in T it is 10 and 20. In T1 it is 0, 0. That clearly proves that address is different. T1 is a new object. And in that object, what are the values of X and Y? 0, 0. Understood? So now, so this new instance method, there's one more thing you have to understand. It always invokes the default constructor. That is very important now. Okay, means you might start getting question now, which is the best way to create an object? Okay, see, many times we create an object like this only. Because if you create an object by using the new keyword, you can call your corresponding constructor, whichever one you want. Okay, but here new instance method will always call what? Default constructor. Understood? So when it calls the default constructor, obviously what happens now? X and Y will be initialized to 0. Okay, so now by chance if I remove this default constructor, now see, you get an error. Here compilation error it will not give you, but during runtime it will try to create the object by invoking the default constructor. And do you have a default constructor in your class now? No, it will not be present. Why it will not be present? Because you have defined one constructor in your class. Since you have defined one constructor in your class, default constructor will not be present. Understood? So you'll start getting, you'll get an error now during runtime. Exception it is. Instantiation exception. It was unable to create what? An object of test class. Because during runtime, it tried to look at the default constructor. Will the compiler look for default constructor? No. But during runtime, this method is looking for what? Default constructor, doesn't find it. So that's why you get what? Instantiation exception. Understood? So it is caught. I have caught it and I have printed. Caught or something it is printing. Understood? So this is means this new instance method throws an exception. See the doc. New instance method, if you click, it throws two exceptions. Instantiation exception, illegal access exception. So I wrote here catch exception E. Exception E can catch both the exceptions. Understood? Clear this? And it is a checked exception. So you are forced to write what? Try catch. It's a checked exception. Both are checked exceptions. You're forced to write try catch. Done? So this is how it works. So if you want this code to work now, what you should do? Add the default constructor. That is why always we insist to add what? Whenever you write a class, it is always advisable to add a default constructor, otherwise we might start getting problems during runtime like this. See, here also you might get problem, when you inherit also you might get problem, because if you don't write super in the subclass, it look for what? Default constructor. So everywhere you'll find problems. So that's the reason it's always advisable to write a default constructor in your classes. Understood? Anyway, so new instance method is invoking, new instance method is invoking what? The default constructor. Understood? It invokes the default constructor and creates an object of test. Clear this? So these are all different options you take while creating an object. Sometimes you'll create an object like this, sometimes you'll do it like this. So when you are developing applications, you will only get the idea when to create an object like this, when to create an object like this. But look at all the possible ways now. Clear? Okay. So exactly, you got the faint idea about what is this now. Okay, and then we are seeing some methods of what? Class also. And one of the method of class what you have studied is new instance. And this class only encapsulates complete information about which class now? The loaded class. Okay. So remember, one class is loaded only once into the JVM. After that I can create 1000 objects of what? Test. Test T1 is equal to new test, test T2 is equal to new test, test 3 is equal to new test. You can create n number of objects. But always only one object of class gets created for class test. Means, let me put the question like this: how many objects of class are present in the JVM? Depends on the number of classes loaded into the JVM. Here I am loading only which class? Test. But supposing I say string s1 is equal to new string, string.class is loaded, string buffer sb is equal to new string buffer, that is loaded. Understood? So as many classes are loaded into the JVM, those many class objects get created. Understood? So the number of class objects depends on the number of classes which have got loaded into the JVM, and all are created implicitly. All are created implicitly only. Okay. So now let's see some more detailed information. So you see this. So what class I have written right now is this. There is a class called as test. It was having two instance variables which you just now saw. It was having one default constructor and one more constructor. Then it was having one M1 method. So these were the members of class test. Done? So let's see what happens. And this is my program now. I'll write it like, okay. I need space, just I'll manage it here only. So this is one constructor and this is one method now. Fine. Now see, here I got class demo. So I'll write PSVM. Now see this code now. So I'm writing test T is equal to new test. So what happens now? First test.class is loaded now into the JVM. First, when you say new now, what are the things happen? Test.class is first loaded into the JVM. After the class is loaded, you know the process. Static variables are declared and initialized. Static block gets executed. Understood? Then instance variables are declared and initialized. Then instance means when you create the object. So you should know the phases now. During class loading time, what happens? Class is loaded, static variables are declared and initialized, static block gets executed. During instance creation time, instance variables are declared and initialized, instance block gets executed, constructor gets executed, and the reference of that object is given to the reference variable. So you know the differences now. So that is what I am telling. Classes are loaded only once, but objects can be created n number of times. We have seen this in core Java basics. When I was explaining you all the static and all that, I have explained you all this. Okay, so when you say this now, yes, clearly see now. First, actually, the test class is getting loaded. So what are the members of class test? I need a second. What are the members of class test? Int x, int y. See, this is definition of class test. This is definition. Okay, so in this definition what will you have? You'll have the constructor, then you have one more constructor, means what is there in your class, same thing gets loaded now. So this is just a definition of how your class is. So as soon as this is loaded, immediately what happens now? Parallelly, object of class gets created. See, that is still a test object has not been created. Understood? Before the object gets created, first class has to get loaded into the JVM. So it is this is the object of class and it contains what? Complete information about the loaded class. This class, it will contain information and you can get all the information. So one of the method what you saw is now new instance method. Return type of this is object. Fine. Like this there are more methods present now. We will be seeing now. Get fields. The return type of this is an array of field. Understood? More methods you will see now. So it will give you all the fields now, x and y it will contain. So you can get the information now. Just now I used only new instance. We will see other methods now. Get fields. Then what? Get methods. Return type of this is what? Array of methods. Then you got get constructor. Return type of this is array of constructor. Like this plenty of methods are there. Then you got get name. Return type of this is string. Then you got again get simple name. So many methods are there. Get superclass, get subclass. These are all methods present now. Where? This one now. So using these methods, I'll get the information now. What are the different fields present here? What is the name of this class? Get name means it will give me a fully qualified class name. Sometimes I don't want fully qualified class name. Means it will give com.cluster.test. Sometimes I want only name. So that time I'll say get simple name. It will give me only the name of the class. You can find its package. All information you can get. So it will have the complete reflection. So as soon as I write this one line, so test class got loaded, implicitly object of class gets created. Then what happens? Test object gets created. Okay, see this is test object now. This is an object of test. See, get the clear idea. That is definition of class test. This is object of test. This is an object. Okay, it will have what? One second. This address might be 150 or something. Okay, so this might also have an address. Something like Z is the variable I'm taking. Implicitly, we don't know what variable name they are using. It might have an address called as 555. Something like this. Okay, so this is your object of test class now. And this is T. Okay, so I'll have the members here X, Y, the constructor, all this will be there, and M1 method. All the members are present here. Leave this, you access the members now, T.X, T.Y and all that. But some more members which come from class object are which one? Get class. So these are the members of test. These are the members of object. So get class, equals method, hash code method, these all methods come from superclass. So in this get class method, yeah, one second. See, I called this get class method only. One second. The return type of get class is what? So I called this method. So it will return you what value? The reference. 555 it will return. So T dot, what is the method I called? Get class. See this. T dot get class is the method I call. So return type of this is So I'll be getting, my C will be referring to which one now? Class. Understood? This is internally how it works. You don't worry about all this, but you'll get the reference now. So once you get the reference, see, apart from that, you can call other methods now. Which one? Equals method also is there. You can call T dot equals, T dot hash code, all those methods also you can call. So this is how the T object gets created. Okay, next, if I by chance say test T1 is equal to new test, what happens now? Class is already loaded now. Understood? Only object of test gets created. So again what it will have? X, Y, test, same members it will have. Constructors, M1 method, this will be T2. So this is object of what now? Test, fine. It will again have what? Get class method, return type is what? Class, returns what? Same address. So means again, if I want, I can say T1 dot get class also. Return type of this is what? So I can name this as class C1, class C2. C2 is also having information about which class? Test class only. If I want, I can say test T3 is equal to new test. Again one more object of test gets created. One more object. Okay, but if I want to work with again class, again I can call T3 dot get class. Means get class can be called on any object. That is what you understand. Get class method can be called on T1 object or T2 object or T3 object. It will all give you the reference of this object only. Which object? Class object. So see, how many test objects are there? Depends on how many you create now. How many test objects are there means depends on how many objects you are creating now by using new. Test T1 is equal to new test, test T2 is equal to new test, T3 is equal to new test. So if I say test T3 is equal to new test, how many test objects are there? 3 test objects. But how many class objects are there? For class test, only one. Understood? So similarly, I can create other objects. String S1 is equal to new string, string S2 is equal to new string. So that time what happens? As soon as I say first time, string S1 is equal to new string, string dot class is loaded. That time again one more class object gets created which will contain complete information about. See, I'll say here, I'll write here now string yes. Somewhere I'll write here string yes is equal to new string of hello. You can say like this. So first which class is loaded? Definition of string class will be loaded. Then what happens? Object of class will get created. So it will have complete information about this. Then your normal string object gets created, hello. So here you can call which method? Same, this is S object now. String S is equal to new string S dot get class. Understood? So but see, first time it got created. Now supposing I write one more string S2 is equal to new string of world. Now again will class object get created? No. So always for one class only one class object gets created, and that too implicitly. Understood? Now this is a very crucial point. When we can't create an object of class. Whenever a new class gets loaded into the JVM, automatically it gets created. Okay. Now clearly understand the basics of Java. When you write code now, you'll have thousands of classes. Okay, in your projects you'll be having thousands of classes. You code, so many will be there. Now all the classes will not be loaded into the JVM at one shot. Understood? All the classes will be loaded one by one into the JVM as your program goes on executing. That you understand first. So when I say Java demo, first demo.class is loaded. JVM will start. Understood? So where was demo.class now? Hard disk. Okay, all this .class will be in somewhere in the hard disk. But from the hard disk they have to be loaded into the JVM now. So Java demo, yes, first JVM starts and into the JVM first demo.class is loaded. And in this class main method is searched, it starts off execution. Next, string S is equal to new string. Now string.class is loaded. Understood? But where is string.class? It comes from the library. Then next which one is loaded? Test T is equal to, now test.class is loaded. I can create other object of test, but test class is loaded only once. Then I am saying system.out.println. Now system class is loaded. So like that one by one as your program goes on executing, classes are loaded into the JVM. Okay, if I say array list AL is equal to new array list, now array list class gets loaded. Understood? All the classes which we have coded will be there in the hard disk only as .class files, but as the program goes on executing, one by one they get, as you go on using them, they are getting loaded. And as the class gets loaded into the JVM, an object of class gets created now. This is the actual process. Understood? So this is, we are talking about JVM now, how internally it works. And every class object will have a representation of its own class now. Understood? Like this class object is having information about test class. This class object will have information about string class. How will I get a reference to that? To this class object. Yes dot get class. So return type is what? Class C3 or something. Like this will go on working. So I'll show you some examples now. You start understanding now. Is this process clear for you now? Okay. So I need that diagram. Just a second, hold on. Then I'll clear it. Yeah, we are going through this example, the class test, x, y. These are the constructors, and I explained in this example only one method called as new instance. Clear? So since this C had information about which class now? Test class, it created an object. Simple. Done. Clear? So now we'll go through the next example. Yes, here. I'm having a class called as box. Understood? And I can load a class like this also. So what is the next method I'm introducing now? For name method. Class dot for name. For name is a static method present in class. So if I write the code like this, only what happens? Only class box is loaded into the JVM, but object of box is not created. An object of class box is not created, only it is loaded into the JVM. So once it is loaded, okay, see now, I'm accepting the return type. So this is what you have to understand now. In class dot for name. So let's go to the API document now. So for name method. Yeah, for name. Return type of this is what? Class. Understood? So and it is static by nature. Understood? So let's see. So class dot for name. Return type of this is what? Class. So now once I get a reference to that, see I'm calling other methods now. What? Get constructors, get fields. Return type is what? Array of constructor. Give me list of all the constructors. Then get fields. That's the same method what I have written there that side. Understood? But this time this class is having information about which class? Box class. So see the output, then I'll erase it and explain it to you. See here, there is in class box there is only one constructor. Sorry, two constructors are there. Okay, but I think it's not showing the default one. So this is one constructor present there. Then how many fields are there? Okay, 1 second. It will not show the private. Make it as public. It is not showing the fields. Can you see here? If you want to see it, make it as public. Clear? Fields are getting displayed. So you're getting complete information about which class now? Box class. Okay. So then next, if you want, I can make this constructor also as public. So you can see both the constructors now. But that is reflection now. With the help of class you are getting what? Information about the box class. It's like a mirror. Whatever is there present in class box, it is giving you complete information. Okay, so see this. Are you clear? Okay, now by chance, if it is not public and still I want to see, means there is a method called as get. Okay, I'll just come to that. Then okay, fine. This is done. So what are the things I have imported now? See here, constructor, field, method. So always before you code, look into the top first, which classes you are using. Means you are using a library, but that library is present in which package? So java.lang.reflect package. So field, constructor, field, method, these are all what? Classes present in the package called as reflect, java.lang.reflect. Yes, now let's come to this code now. Okay, one second, I'll explain you this. See, here only difference is it was which class? It was definition of class box. That's all. Members were what? Int W, H, D. So you are having some constructors. This was one constructor. This was another constructor. Int X, Y, Z something. Then you might have some method, show us something. Same thing now. So I called which method? Get fields. It will give you information about all the fields now. Get methods. It will give you which method? M1 plus superclass methods. Class box is a subclass of what? Object now. So that is why it was giving you the superclass methods also. And the get constructor will give you all the methods present here. Understood? So this is what is reflection. Clear? So it completely contains the information about this. Are you clear this diagram now? Should I clear this now? So remember this. It will have a complete information about the loaded class. So now class start for name, what does it do now? It only loads the class, I told you. Yes, let's come to this. C.get constructor, what is it? An array of constructors. Okay, again go to the document. Get constructors. Yeah, this is the method I called. An array of constructor you got. Click. So yes, this class is present in which package? Notice. java.lang.reflect package. Again in constructor there are so many methods. This is also class. So you can work with individual constructor if you want. You can work with the individual constructors. Let's see. I'll be showing you some examples on that. Understood? Same way. Okay. Get field is there. Get field. Okay. Get fields. There are two methods. If you know the name of the field, it will give the exact field. Get fields, what it's doing? Array of field. Okay, again if you click on field, what is field now? It's a class present in this package. There are so many methods here. Okay, get and all that. I'll be using these methods and show you some code now. Get long means all these methods are there. Okay, so this is how you browse. So c.get fields. Okay, and I'm just printing field of 0. What will it print? Field of 0 means what? Field only. The return type of field of 0 is what? Field. Yes or no? You know how to work with arrays now. Box of 0 will be what? If I have an array of box of 0 will be box only, no? And if I print SOP that box, what will it print? Address. But here toString has been overridden in what? Field class. Since toString has been overridden in field class, it was printing you the name of the field. Similarly, they are overriding what? In method class. In all these classes, the toString has been overridden. Which one? Field class, method class, constructor class. They are overriding the toString method. That's why it not doesn't print the address. When I print as of this one, it will not print the address. It is giving you the things now. Are you clear? So fine. So here it is printing you now. Yes, and this is output what you saw. And you can see methods. Yes, we know that in class object there is how many method? Yeah. Sorry, in class object now. In class box there is a method called as show, but it is not displayed there. Yes or no? Is show method displayed here? See here. Wait, hash code, get class, equals, toString. All these methods are getting displayed. But these are methods of what? Class object, and class object is the superclass of box. Understood? It is a superclass of box. Okay, so it is showing you that, but it is still not showing you which method? Show. So if you want, you can make it as public. Automatically it will show you that. Done? Show method is there here. Return type of show is what? Void. This is the package name, class name, show method. This is the return type. Understood? So fine. Now I don't want to see all the methods. I just want to see the methods present in what? Only class box. So that is when you can use one more method called as get declared methods. Get declared methods will give you what? Only the methods declared in your class. See here it is showing you methods. How many it is showing you? Volume and show. But volume method is not public. This volume method is not public. So what this get declared methods it will do now? What does the declared method do? It will give the list of any access specifier. It can be private, default, anything, but only which is present in the same class, not of superclass. See, if I remove public for, till now I was adding public for everything, but now I will remove publics here. Still what will happen now? So get declared methods will give you the list of all the members, whether they are having any access space, irrespective of what access specifier they are having, private, protected, default, it will not care, and that too belonging only to the same class, not of superclass. See, now I will just execute the program. I removed public, but still you can see, no, it's not showing. Okay, one more method is there, I think. Okay, like that you have to explore the methods. Okay, so it's not showing you fields. No, sorry, I didn't call declared fields. I have to call which method now for fields? Get declared fields. Now I'll get only the fields present in which class? Same class. Done? So methods will be displayed, constructors will be but not from superclass, not from the hierarchy. Only which class you are working? Only from that class it will give. That's the difference between get method and get declared method. Get method only public methods and also from superclass. Get method only public methods from your class and all methods of superclass. Understood? But only public methods. But get declared methods, let that have any access specifier, but only from your class. Okay, so as you go on coding, you'll understand all this. Just I'm giving you some idea about the library. Done? So fine then. So just explore like this. You code and see. You'll only come to know. Okay. So this is what is happening now. I'll retain it as, see, for one I'll keep. Okay. For one I'll keep it as fields. For other one I'll keep it as declared methods. You'll notice the difference. Understood? And it is there in the document, man. Nothing else I'm doing. I'm just see, every day when I come I teach you one method and go. That's it. So get declared fields. Yeah, declared. This is in field. 1 second. Yeah, we are here. So come to class, get declared constructors. Okay, and get constructors. One more method is there. Get declared constructors you saw now. So then get, what is there called as? Yeah, get constructor. Here only it is there. Get constructors. Similarly, you'll have what? Get fields. Okay, get declared fields. You see here. I show get fields. Yeah, get fields. Understood? Get fields, get declared fields, get methods, get declared methods, like that. Okay, fine. So this is how you can work now. Okay, and I told you, yes, you are clear with this concept now. Next concept we'll see now. I told you, see here. I'll put an SOP. So now see, as soon as I execute the program, I put SOP in both the constructors. Okay, and definitely you can see the constructor is not executed, which clearly shows that the object of box class has not been created. Okay, but I'll write on static block now. See, none of the constructors got executed, but I'll be writing on static block. Inside, I'll write it in caps. Will this execute or not? This will definitely execute. Because class has got loaded into the JVM. Understood? So class.forName is only doing what now? Loading the class. It is not creating an object. Clear? Yes. Now by chance, after loading the class, if I want to create the object, what will I do? Yes, says good. C dot new instance. Simple. Now which object gets created? Box object. Typecast it to box. Because now class C is containing what information? Information about class box. Yes. So definitely which one now? Which constructor gets executed? Inside, 1 second, default constructor. Yeah. So this constructor will not execute now. Which constructor gets executed? Default. See this. Why? Because I said new instance, and new instance will always call what? Default constructor. Understood? So this is how the program goes on executing, and for this you have to be very, very strong in what? Core Java. The basics of Java, static, into that you have to be strong. Understood? How strong you are there, that it's only support to that now. It's only a library which is support to those basics which I taught you earlier. Understood? Fine, clear this? Now when static block gets executed, when instance block gets executed, okay, by chance if I write an instance block, see this is instance block now. So when does the instance block get executed? When the object is created. See this. Done. Static block, instance block, and then constructor. Fine. Then next, okay. But by chance, if I don't create the object by telling what? C dot new instance. Only what happens? Only static block gets executed. Simple. So what we are understanding is when the class gets loaded, an object of class gets created. It is got nothing to related with what? The creation of an object of your class. Supposing I create box B is equal to new box. Here means anywhere if I create box B is equal to new box, class has got nothing to do with box object. Class has got what? Means whenever for box object it has got nothing to do, but it has got information about the box class box, and that class object gets created as soon as your class box is loaded into the JVM now. Now the question comes, what are the different ways a class gets loaded into the JVM? Yes or no? So means what are the different ways a class gets loaded into the JVM? We are talking about core Java now, that's it. When does a class get loaded into the JVM now? Yeah, so this is very crucial now. So the different ways a class gets loaded into the JVM are yes, how many? 2 ways actually. Broadly speaking, 2 ways. Implicitly and one more is explicitly. This is a very, very, very important interview question now. Implicitly, explicitly. Implicitly no. Implicitly when I say new keyword, who is loading the class now? JVM is loading. Understood? Or second one is what? When you access a static member. Means if there is a static member, if I say integer.parseInt. ParseInt is what? Static method of class integer. Now integer class will be loaded. Whenever you access a static member, it will be loaded. Then one more option is when you use the Java command. So these are the 3 ways a class gets loaded implicitly into the JVM. If I am interested, I can load my class explicitly also. Okay, and that is when you will use for name method of class. It will be loaded explicitly. But whatever the case, whenever a class is loaded into the JVM, an object of class gets created. That is guaranteed now. Okay. Now if you want explanation for this, Java command. See this. One by one I'll go on explaining now. First one, new. Supposing I say the first one, box B is equal to new box. What happens now? Box.class is loaded. Understood. Supposingly now the second approach now for static. Supposingly in class hello. In class hello, there is a method called as m1 and it is static. So I'll say hello.m1. I can access the static member without creating an object. Now also hello class will be loaded into the JVM. Done? Yes, the third approach now. See, generally if you want to start your program, what is the command you use? Java demo you say. We are working on Eclipse. Fine. There also when you say right click run program, it will be doing the same thing. But generally if you have typed earlier in Notepad Edit Plus, how do you execute? Java demo. Here also it's shortcut, but there we do it explicitly. In Eclipse when we say right click run, it will be doing this only. Okay. Or if you are typing in Notepad Edit Plus, you will type explicitly Java demo. So you say Java demo explicitly. Java is a exe file. It will start the JVM. After starting the JVM, demo.class is loaded into the JVM. Okay. Generally, see, there are many ways to load a class into JVM. And if I use for name also, it will be loaded. Just now I showed you. Understood now? So which is the best way to load? See, all are good only. Depends on one scenario now. Sometimes you'll do like this, explicit loading. Sometimes you'll create an object and you'll be doing, this is normal what you've seen. Sometimes you'll do this. But this when you'll use, this command you'll be using only for the first class which contains main method. This command will be used only for the first class which contains the main method. Otherwise you will not start, you cannot go on saying Java hello, Java box. Java hello means what happens? JVM will start. Hello.class is loaded, but it will not find the main method and you will get the error. No such method, error. But box.class or hello.class will be definitely loaded. Java hello, Java box, yes. It will not say no class definition found error. It is loading, but it will say no such method error. Understood? But Java demo, yes, it will execute because demo contains the main method. So only the first class is loaded with what? Java command. Only the first class is loaded with Java command. Other classes are all loaded as you want now. Either with new or with accessing a static member or by calling the for name method. So these are the different ways you can load a class into the JVM. Understood? All are important. Okay, but this will be used only once in your program. Rest all you will be using consistently. New keyword, accessing static member, for name method, all this will be using consistently. Okay, but remember, whenever a class is loaded, that you don't forget now, an object of class gets created. Here I am talking core Java one side, other side I am talking about reflection. Understood? So this core Java I am just revisiting which I taught you earlier, long back. Done? So these are the things are getting executed here now. So how many methods you saw now in class? One is new instance method, other one is for name method, and more you saw get declared fields, get declared methods, get fields, get constructor, get declared constructor. So like that we go on exploring what now? Library. If you understand the concept, rest all is about what now? If you want that logic to execute, call the method, don't write any logic now. Understood? See, here end of the day, reflection means getting information about your data type. That is the basic idea. You want information about your data type now? Class or subclass, all information you can get. I'll show you now. Understood? So that is what is reflection. And in other languages, it's pretty difficult to do it. And this concept is there in all languages. You go to C# and all, reflection concept is there. So here you have to understand concepts first, then coding. Until and unless you understand the concept, there's no point in calling the methods and executing it. The concept is I want runtime means I want the information about my data types during runtime. And I'm getting it now. I got the information about my data type called as box. I got my information about data type called as hello, like that, test, anything I can get. Clear? So this is a very crucial interview question. How can I load a class explicitly into the JVM? Understood? By using the method called as for name. Understood? Yeah, so we are seeing this example now, class.forName, conv.cluster. Fine. So I can, if I want, I can create an instance of box object like this. That you know now? Yes. So there I was loading which class, sir? Box class. But now if you want, you can load even what I can load? Built-in classes also. Any class you can load. But remember, for class.forName method you have to give fully qualified class name. Fully qualified class name means what? Package name with class name. Terminology is very important. Yes. Now the same thing when I execute, it will give me what? Information about integer class. Get declared method, get fields. Okay. So all it will display now. See, these are the different methods present in what? Integer class. How brilliant it is, unimaginable. You want information about any class, see the solution Java gives you. Understood? And these are the different fields, min value, max value. You want, you can go and check where? In the document now. Java dot, yes, I didn't show you the API. Java.lang, integer no? Yes. See, these are the fields, max value, min value, which I had explained to you. Same thing it is displaying. What is there? Understood? So like that. And I have used which method here? Get declared methods. So declared methods will give information about only integer class. Get methods will give information about superclass and means object class and means not only object. Integer is a subclass of number. Number is a subclass of object. So it will give all the members now. Object members. See the hierarchy. Integer, number, object. All the methods it will give you. Understood? So try it out. You can try it out by yourself. Clear? Okay. So now see, means you can work with class object in 3 different ways now. This is also one more point now. What are the different ways you can work with class object? Okay. One is, we will call the get class method. The second option is, how will you work with class? By using forName method. We cannot create an object of it explicitly, but these are the different ways. Okay. Then next, third option is, you can use the dot class syntax. This is a very, very important syntax. As you go on coding projects, you'll understand this. See this now, new one. What am I writing? Interesting, no? Integer dot class, valid syntax. But don't say only integer, it will give you error. This is error. You have to add what? Dot class is mandate. More new syntax. But this will also load now. Understood? This is valid syntax which you'll be seeing when you're coding projects. Understood? So just see, we are learning the basics. When we start developing applications, then you'll get the exact idea why you do all this. Yeah? Integer dot class. But valid syntax, now it will have information about what now? See, integer class. Same output, no change. It is having information about integer class. If I want, I can get information about box class house. This is also valid. And here I have imported, we are in the same package. If it was there in different package, I have to import it. Understood? Supposing if I say array list dot class, okay, first I'll show you this. So it's giving information about box class. But if I want information about array list class, valid, but you have to import it. That's all. It will be imported. But this is a valid syntax. Array list dot class. Now it will give me information about what? Any class you want, you take. Understood now? So this is how actually it will be. These are all built-in classes. Means any class dot class is a valid syntax. User defined class or built-in class. Clear with all this now? Yes, so these are the three ways you can get a reference to class. Only three ways: get class, for name, and the dot class syntax. Done? One second. I'll retain everything. And I'll bring it back to integer dot class. Done then. Yeah. So now very interesting. See, there are two classes, x and y. X is having how many variables? Two variables. Class y is extending, see, write down that hierarchy. Class x is having two variables. Class y is extending x. Understand, huh? See, now they are extending that. Class x is there and y is extending that. Understood? Now see, I'll get the superclass information. Means what is the name of, I'll get, see what I'll do. Xx is equal to new x. X dot get class will give me what? Information about x class. Yy is equal to new y. Y dot get class will give me information about what? Y class. Yes. So SOP I can print directly. But what is the method I'm using now? SOP C1 will give me what? Fully qualified class name. But I don't want fully qualified class name. One more method what I'm seeing is simple name. So see this. See the difference between simple name and get name. Clear now? Simple program. So we are seeing two more methods now. Present in what? Class. Understood? So if you print SOP C directly, toString is overridden. Overridden toString will print what? Fully qualified class name. Till now what you are seeing. So simple name is giving you what? Only X. And get name will give you what? Fully qualified class name. But by chance if I don't write this C2.getName, I'll delete it. Still the result is same. There's no difference. Understood? There's hardly any difference. So I'm putting get name again. So class com.cluster.y it was printing. I think only that class gets eliminated. Now class is not printed. Understood? But it gives you the full name. Okay. So why will even if I remove get name, why it is not printing the address? Because toString has been overridden in class. That's it. Done. So are you clear with these two methods now? Get simple name, get name. Yes, fine. Now coming to C2. See, y is having a superclass now. Yes or no? Y is having superclass of what? X. So I want to find out which is the superclass of y. So what is the method I am calling now? So one more method you are seeing in what now? Class. C2.get superclass. Actually C2 is having information about which class? Y class. C2 is having complete information about Y class. So which is the superclass of Y? X. So that is what it prints. Simple. So class C3. Now C3 is having information about which class? X class. So here it's very clear. Are you clear how to use superclass, simple name, get simple name? Understood? And for understanding this, an in-depth knowledge of JVM is required. That all that you don't worry now. Just understand the methods what? Get simple name what it will do, get name what it will do, get superclass what it will do. Understood? For name, get declared fields, only those methods you go on understanding, and it is helping you to give what? Information about the class. That's it. You just have to understand it's giving you information about the class, loaded class. Clear? Fine. Yeah, now we'll see some notes on reflection. Class encapsulates, every class in Java encapsulates what? Some information. Understood? So class encapsulates complete information of a class which has got loaded into JVM. Now reflection is a process of getting information about a class and its members during runtime. This is summary of what we learned till now. Understood? Next. Reflection is supported by which classes? By class present in java.lang package, and other classes like field, method, constructor present in java.lang.reflect package. Okay. Reflection helps in getting the following runtime information about a class. Like you can get its class name, the fields, the constructors, the package names, its superclasses, or even implemented interface. There is methods. If you call that, it will give you the name of the interface also your class is implementing. And something called as annotations also. All this information you can get. Now objects of class are created implicitly when classes are loaded into JVM. Understood? Objects of class are created implicitly when classes are loaded into JVM. Okay, next. The number of class objects depends on the number of classes loaded into the JVM. How many class objects are there? Depends on number of classes which are got loaded into the JVM. Yes, and following are 3 ways to get an instance of class which I showed you just now. Get class method, simple I have shown. Class test, if it is there, you'll create an object and call what? T dot get class. That's one way to get the reference. Other one is for name, class dot for name, but provide fully qualified class name. Okay. The last way what you can do is test dot class. All are valid syntax. Clear? Fine. Now some things. What is reflection? Some interview questions. It's the process of getting information about a class and its members during runtime. During runtime I am getting information. It is supported by class and other classes like field, method, constructor present in that particular package. Next question. Very important one. What are the different ways a class can be loaded into JVM? A class can be loaded into JVM either implicitly or explicitly. Implicitly, yes, new keyword. Access second one is static member. Third one is can use Java command. Explicitly by using for name. This is a very important interview question and I will be using this extensively from now. Class dot for name. Why will be using it? To load dot classes. I will be doing it. Clear? So and you will be seeing it also. Why we do it. Then next, how can a class be explicitly loaded into JVM? Yes. So there developer is not doing anything. Here in these 3 cases, developer is not doing anything. Automatically it will be loaded. But in this case you are taking the measures to load it into the JVM. This is a summary of all this. Done? Fine. Now that's all about reflection, nothing more. Your class helps you to get the information about the loaded class. Nothing more is there. Simply if you work, you will understand all this. And don't worry about all the methods again. Just go through the methods which I have covered now. So java.lang. In this I covered which one today? Lang package. I have covered class. Understood? So this one. So this is the same members what you are seeing now. Understood? Now and the other sub package what we are seeing right now is java.lang.reflect. So these are the classes: field, method, constructor. Some methods are there here. Understood? Fine. So that's all about reflection. Nothing more is there. But before we complete or conclude the class, I'll just show you an example of what is the power of reflection. Understood? So I'll give you a task now. Reflection is over. Just one concept to show you how reflection is used in programming. Understood? Concept of reflection is that much only. It will help you to get information about the class. Nothing more. Fine. Now what, you might have a question now. What will I do with that information? Understood? Now see, there's a case now. There's a class called as hello. And it is having some variables. What are the different type of instance variables? One by name, F name, and it is Rahul. L name, it is Dravid, and int age 32. Okay, so if I create an object now, hello h is equal to new hello, and print h dot f name, what will it print? I'll give you an assignment now. Take it as an assignment. You know Java now. Understood? You are very good in Java. Excellent you are. Yes? So now let me see how good you are in writing logics. So string f name is equal to Rahul. All of you know core Java, no? Yes or no? Yes. That is the class. Understood? So now I'll create an object. hello, h is equal to new hello. Understood? Once I create the object, yes, hello object is there, 150. So f name is there. The value of this is Rahul. Understood? Then I got L name, the value of this is Ravid. And I got age, the value of this is 32. Now my requirement is, in this object, convert the values, means find out, means it's having 3. Okay, so if you go and see the source code, you'll come to know there are 3 variables. Understood? If you see the source code. But sometimes you'll not be aware only how many instance variables will be there. Okay, my requirement now is, in this object, I'm giving you only the object. In this object, how many of string instance variables are there? Okay, convert from lowercase to uppercase. I want you to convert from, means if I print SOP h dot name, what it will print? F name, what it will print? Rahul in small case. But I want to change it to what? Uppercase. My requirement is that I want to convert from lowercase to uppercase. Yes, you might argue. What you will do? Yes, very simple, sir. What is the big thing about this? Is equal to capital Rahul, style is still right? Over. Yes or no? SOP h dot f name. Done? It will print now capital Rahul only. What is the big thing about this? But the fact is, one mistake you are doing here. I don't know the variable name. I don't know there's a variable by name f name only. Understood? Because it's runtime now. If you see the source code, you can do like this. Okay. And one more thing. For f name you changed. How will you change for L name? It is private. Do it now. So extra smartness goes away. Yes or no? So now we'll see my smartness. How you do? Not my smartness. It is nothing but Java smartness. Reflection. Reflection will help you to manipulate the things in an object. Understood? So the power of reflection is very intense. Okay, with the help, once you get the information about the class, what you can do? You can change the information about your objects and all that. So we'll see how you do it. So this all I'm going to do is what now? Find out how many fields are there. Okay, and if that field is of type string, only for that string I'll convert it to uppercase, because I cannot convert 32 to what? Uppercase. Only the string values have to be converted to uppercase. Understood now? Yes, we'll be seeing this. Concept is only this much. So for that, we'll see one important thing here. See, till now you have used equals method, no? Till now you used equals method. Yes. How did you use equals method? String s1 is equal to new string of hello. Then I can write string s2 is equal to new string of hello. Yes. How did you use equals method? s1 dot equals of s2. What is the return type of this? True. True or false? Means equals method is checking what? The content of the object. Whether the value in s1 and s2 are same or not. You can also use, see, with equals method, sometimes you'll be writing code like this. If s1 dot equals of string dot class, valid syntax. And it is checking whether the code will execute and checks what? Whether s1 is of type string dot class. First understand the syntax. So you're already using what now? Dot class syntax. We are already using now. Understood? So I'll just show an output for this, and then I'll come to our which one? Program. Because in my program, in the travel Ravid water example, we are using this syntax. Now just understand this, and we'll go to that. string s1 is equal to new string of hello. Yes, let's see. String s2 is equal to new string of hello, and this you know now. Boolean b is equal to s1 dot equals. So what is the argument you have to pass? Object. For equals method you have to send an argument of type object. Yes. So the object I am sending is s2. Correct now? See the output? Understood. So equals is a method present in what? Which class? Object class, and it says pass me an object. See the API. If you have any doubt, java.lang. We are in lang package. Object equals method. What does it tell? You have to pass an argument of type object. And I am passing which object here? String. String is a subclass of object, no? Valid. And it gives me what answer? True. Yes. Now the same we'll see here. Very interesting. See, Boolean b is equal to s1 dot equals. I have to pass an argument of type what? Object. So what I'll pass, you know? So finally string dot class is what? Class no? It will convert it to what? Class. Now class is a subclass of object no? Like how string is a subclass of object, class is also subclass of, means if your parameter is of type object, you can send any class. So I am passing now valid syntax, and it will tell me whether it is s1 is of type string class or not. But if I say integer dot class, it will be what? False. It is s1 is of not type integer, no? Is it of type integer dot class? So what will the answer be? Sorry, Boolean b string dot class was giving what answer? Why is it giving false? Huh? Same syntax has been used here. Okay, you have to do it like that. 1 second. Field dot equals. Okay, this is a bit wrong. Anyway, string dot equals of. Do you have to use the full name now? See, false. I think you have to check it with field. Anyway, this is one concept. Keep it pending. Somewhere we'll go through this. But it's almost all the same style. You'll be seeing now. Okay, when you code, see here. Where I've used this is. See this now. So here I am coming back to the Ravi program. See this. I'll explain that in a while. Just a second. Leave this. For time being, leave s1 dot equals. Now see this. Hello h is equal to new hello. So in the hello object is created, it will have what? Rahul in small case, Dravid in small case, and age will be 32. Understood? Fine. So once I say, if you want to print and see, it will be printing in what? Small case. Now I'll say h dot get class. Return type of get class is what? Class. In that I'm calling which method? Dot get declared fields. Yes or no? And return type of that is what? Array of fields. Yes. Now I'm checking. I'm setting a loop now. For int I is equal to 0, I less than fields dot length. Because I don't know how many fields are there now. It might have 1, 2, 3, who knows. So for all the fields I'm checking. Okay. Fields dot length. I'm print now. Field plus. I'll print the value. Field of 0 means what it will print? The first field. F name it will print. Fine. And it will print its value also. Okay, but here what I am doing, fields of I means fields of 0. Fields of 0 is what? Return type, field. So get type is a method in which class? Field class. Get type is a method in field class. Get type, field. Okay, so get type will be, return type is field. In field I am calling which method? Equals. I am calling this method in field actually. Okay, so field dot equals of string dot class. Get type is what? So like that, yes, a field of dot get type dot equals of string dot class. What did I do? Field of 0 dot set accessible true. Means if by chance it is private, make it as accessible. Okay, so even private members can be accessed with the help of what? Reflection. So that's why I kept one as default access specifier and other one as private. So here anyway it is not, see this is a set accessible is a method in field class. Most of the methods what I am using is from field class. I will be showing you that. So you go through the code. This code and all you have to understand now. Where I can't go and explain each and every individual code. Okay, we are just calling the methods. So set accessible true, and what will you do? Once you change it, if it is by chance private, it will become accessible. If it is not private, fine, anyway it's accessible. Understood? So field. So what will I do? I'll get field dot get. From which object I am getting? Because you can have n number of objects. Class is having information about what? Only which class now? Hello class. But you want the field from which object? You can have many objects now, h1 object, h2 object, h3 object. So that's what I am doing. Field dot get of what? Get me the value from h object. Understood? Once I get it, return type will be what? String. And then there's a method called as set. These are all methods, get, set and all are methods present in field class. So then I'll say h comma s dot to uppercase. String dot to uppercase. We are setting the value in which object? In h object. So like this it will go on changing now. Go through this, you will understand. So find change data. So by the time you print, it will be first field of 0. What is the output? Chain loop. Field, it will print as it is plus I. Value is 0. Field of 0 will give you the full name now. Understood? Then set accessible true. So what it does? If by chance if it is private, you have got the first field now. If by chance if it is private, it will make it accessible. Okay. But otherwise, if it is already accessible, nothing it will do. No changes will happen. Then it continues. For the first field, nothing will happen. So then it prints original data. What is the original data? Rahul. So then I will get the value. Then I will change the value. After changing, what is the change data? Capital Rahul. Like that it goes on iterating for all the fields, because you have got an array of fields here. So every field it will check. Okay, how many you write 2 more strings and write it in small case, it will change it to uppercase. Understood? So this is the power of reflection. You can get the information about the class and use it for programming like this. Okay, reflection also will be used in when you are developing projects. Okay, so where it is used, how it is used, these are all concepts what you have learned now till now. Okay, these are different concepts which you will be using in programming now for developing applications. So when you develop applications, these are the various support we require when you are coding applications, like data structure support, collection support, then input output support, or file reading support, whatever you are seeing till now, regular expression support, format means IAT9 support, formatting text support, whatever it is. So all this means when you are developing an application, these are various kinds of logic we need, and all this logic is provided to you by Java's library. So we only concentrate on domain logic. We don't code anything in Java. Your application needs something now, only that we concentrate on coding. Like if it is domain means, I have told you many times. Okay, what is that? Like if it is bank application, you will concentrate on bank logic. If it is insurance application, you will concentrate on insurance logic. All this will be built in for you. Understood? So this is one of the power of reflection. And lastly, if you want, you can print like this also separately, but I can't print LNAME because it is private. Okay, if you want, you can print and see this. It will be what? Caps. Even Ravi has been converted to caps, but you can't access it. So private members are accessible with the help of reflection. Understood? If you want to access a private member, you can do it with the help of reflection. Then just on sample example I given you to make you understand how the reflection process is used. Understood? Okay then. So I think I've covered the document also. Done? Okay. So that's it about reflection. When we start using it, you'll get the clear idea about it. Okay, that's it.